Hello everyone, my name is TheMadScorpyon and welcome back to another This Week in Destiny update. So starting right into it, we have more details regarding the art of the final shape, which I've actually seen some of this stuff popping up. I'm assuming this is a whole big art article because I've seen, what's the word? Concept art of the Witness that has been popping up and is quite interesting to look at. So if you are interested in the development process or possible alternate versions of the various Dread and Darkness enemies we've been fighting, go ahead and take a look. It looks actually quite interesting. Like there was at one point a Witness Dragon or something like that. From there is an update to raids coming, and that is basically... we have a few raid and dungeon details to share, including some upcoming details. The final shape brought a few changes to the raid and dungeon experience. First, the difficulty tiers and power cap levels were reworked, altering the difficulty for many powered-enabled activities. At the same time, surges were added to raids, offering a damage boost for certain damage types on a weekly rotation. We've seen a lot of discussion and different numbers provided for how this impacts the raid dungeon experience, so we want to take a first look at a quick clarification on the net change for incoming and outgoing damage in raids and dungeons in the final shape. So they do give some details here, which I'm assuming, let's see, the outgoing power surge at -5 would be a 33% buff. Outgoing plus a surge would be -15. Well, there's a variety of numbers here for plus and minuses, but let's see. These numbers are specifically for regulating combatants, dregs, acolytes, etc., and more difficult combatants may scale a little bit differently. Raids and dungeons have different settings, however, being similar to each other. They were changed to the same setting in the final shape to be more consistent. Let's see. That's lots of blah blah blah. Upcoming changes. We decided to remove surges from raids and dungeons in next week's update, as well to adjust as well as to adjust tuning so that you'll perform as if you had them across the board. This means the damage bonus will be applied to all subclass damage types, including kinetic, by default. This change will make outgoing damage in dungeons higher and reduce the difference in raids compared to before the final shape. It does so while removing the barriers to build crafting. We'll continue to monitor feedback and see how this update plays out. So, honestly, when I'd seen the update saying that surges removed, it sounded like it was a negative handicap, but it's just more... obviously, it's just permanent surges. So from there, Master Difficulty Salvation's Edge is going to be launching on the 25th, which is next Tuesday. If you're looking for more challenges, go ahead. There obviously will be Adept stuff and Limited Revives, the whole ordeal. Grandmaster Difficulty for Nightfalls will also be launching with the Glassway as the featured Grandmaster. Oh dear. So that is that. Now into the player support report. For the exotic version of Kvostov, we are currently investigating issues with the acquisition of said auto rifle. Players should keep the following information when working to acquire. Players should ensure they have collected and placed all visions of the Traveler in addition to defeating all overthrow bosses in each area. We additionally recommend that players who need only defeat the Taken Servitor boss on the Bloomy attempt to kill it a couple times, including return it to orbit between runs. We are aware of an issue where the triumphs that track which overthrow bosses have been killed are not functioning correctly. Players should not use those triumphs as confirmation when they successfully defeat all unique overthrow bosses. I agree with this because I saw when I was one short and I had killed every boss available that I had all bosses killed even though I had never even seen the Chimera. For the encryption bits, players should ensure they have collected all region chests in the Pale Heart, in addition to searching all the rubble piles and cyst activities. We are aware of a separate issue where the triumphs for opening the region chests and searching the rubble piles can be unintentionally completed before meeting the intended requirements. Players are advised to rerun all the cyst activities and make sure that every rubble pile has been searched. Once all the intended chests and rubble piles have been interacted with, players should be awarded with the lost encryption code, regardless of how many bits acquired in their inventory. Acquiring prismatic on alternate characters. Prismatic destined heroes lost in light and found in dark quests can only be completed once per account. Players who purchase the Final Shape campaign skip boost or are attempting to acquire prismatic on alternate characters will instead need to play 6 adventures located in the Lost City and unlock the prismatic abilities. Which, this is true for all players. It's not even just... oh, right. They do mention alternate characters. So, just to give it briefly, the quest involved, I actually have a video on this, going through the Destiny Heroes Lost in Light and Found in the Dark. That is how you initially acquire them, but literally the adventure flags in the Pale Heart, that is where you also reacquire the alternate bits. It will exclude the part about running the quest, it won't force you to, but just running the Mithrax and the Savathun, as well as the title storylines and those 2 quests for each, that will give you all of the remaining abilities post-campaign. As well as some known issues. The Motive of Light dropped from Koftix taken by the Witness may be flung from the boss on defeat, resulting in not appearing directly when they fail. Which I don't know about this, considering that Motive of Light always just appeared in my inventory instantly. The Golden Tricone perk is incorrectly tied to the player's super damage type instead of their grenade or melee. Interesting. The Winter's Guile does an auto-shatter enemies frozen with Penumbral Blast when using Prismatic. Completing the Lightfall campaign on Legendary difficulty does not reward you with an exotic. Two-Tailed Fox does not benefit from the Elemental Weapon Surge armor mods, and players are unable to claim the Trials of Osiris rank 10 rep reward. For a full list of issues, review the Known Issues article and report anything to the help forum if you have more. From there, beautiful art of old Cade 6, as well as, I'm assuming, well, that looks like, I thought it was Leopard, but I guess, oh, it's Gothalion. So probably some killing of him for his first time or something like that. But from that point, that is pretty much the end of the This Week in Destiny update, which it's very short now that I look at it. But actually, that is a really good short one for only like week 3 of the season, is basically that we're just getting permanent surges in raids and dungeons. So hopefully that actually turns out to be something that stays around, because now people will definitely feel more powerful and maybe won't be limited to still hunt Celestials on Solar Surge permanently, even though it's still quite powerful. But I digress. My name is TheMadScorpyon. I will see you in the next video.